And what a switch that was. Holy moly. That was about the switch of a lifetime, I think. What's going on, guys? It's Zigzag here. Welcome back to another Geoguessr video. Good to have you along. Today we are playing more fan maps, and I've got four for today. The first two come from channel members who get to skip the queue. The others come from my general Discord. If you want to submit either way, become a channel member or just submit on the Discord linked in my description below. Let's get into the first one here, created by Fuchsia, who moved all the way across the world to Sweden from her home state. We have to figure out where that's actually going to be, and let us see if we can get a good score here. Okay, so first round here has some kind of a telescope here. Very dry. Thinking of United States, I mean, it was a state mentioned, not a province. I do think United States, I'm just wondering, like the line on the outside of the road here could actually be somewhere in Europe as well. They often do that kind of thing in Europe. And the architecture over here is, well, obviously you can't really trust it too much because it's just telescoped. So I'm going to say fairly green. I could say Utah or something like that could be fairly good here. Idaho, Wyoming, Colorado, New Mexico, Arizona, Nevada, all possible. In fact, I think I saw Nevada having telescopes before, so maybe I'll click kind of closer to the border over here. But okay, let's go there. Let's go there. I feel like this is a decent shout. Ends up being in Arizona. Okay. So here we have, appears to be a fairly mountainous landscape. Should still be driving right, although I'm wondering why this car is on the left. I think that this is a one-way road. I think we're still in the US. In fact, if you look at the map, it's automatically zoomed in to Arizona, so I think we should be guessing in Arizona here. So then, we do have a kind of fairly flat plateau here. Mountains nearby. I could say this one's probably near Phoenix somewhere, so I'd probably go around here on a mountain pass, something like that. Interesting. Was this structure right here some kind of farm? But yeah, I think that's where I'm going to go here. Somewhere in this kind of region would make most sense, I think. And so not terrible. We actually do get some points there, only through 15 though, so definitely tough. Although maybe we could have seen Phoenix if we looked more closely in the background there. Yep, this looks like Arizona again, I must say. Pretty cool landscape, can't lie. This rock formation, very cool indeed. And so this time, Grand Canyon does seem quite possible, doesn't it? I would say somewhere in the Grand Canyon, but I don't really know the difference between the different spots in there. So I'm just looking for somewhere where it might get a bit greener. I mean, there's like a hiking trail along here, so maybe that would be a good shout. I think like this is fine here. Let's go for that. And so I'm assuming it is. No, it's a little bit further south here. Okay, this is Grand Canyon. This looks more like it. And okay, we can slam it in a similar spot and go for some guaranteed points here, surely. Let's say let's throw at Mather Point here. Do I like that? Seems to be like, yeah, actually let's go with Mather Point. Okay, not too bad. 17 kilometers away. We at least get a 3.5k there. And the final one, we should be looking at Phoenix again here. This is a pretty big city. Unless it's Tucson, we could be looking at Tucson here. So we have mountains inside the city itself, so that would fit for Phoenix. It would, and as for Tucson, it would also fit, I believe. Maybe less actually. Oh no, we do kind of have. You know what? I actually think it's going to be Phoenix again. And so if the city appears to be to our south here, let's go at Cave Creek area here. And yes, it was actually fairly central there. Right, so yeah, Phoenix is a city that has mountains within it. Okay, so 6.7k there. I mean, quite a niche map, but overall not terrible. 6.7k I would say is it's probably like a pass score. Okay, next one's by Geoguessr. Includes 5 places he's visited around the world. And is predicting a score of at least 17k. Okay, so a couple of the rounds are a possible 5k, 17k the goal here. Let's see if we can manage it. Okay, so first round here, looking to be rather alpine, or at least a very cold climate of some kind. Titlis. That's Titlis. Okay, somewhere in Switzerland, apparently. I don't know if I could have gotten that without the sign, because it looks quite flat over there, but maybe that's just clouds actually. Oh, that's just clouds, right. So, okay, this would have been difficult otherwise, but now we get in here and try and find the actual spot. Quick scanning. I'm not the greatest scanner ever, but Titlis is certainly a memorable name, so hopefully we can get it based off that. Should be like right up here, I imagine, so I'll probably just keep it clicked there for the moment unless I can find it. Where are some big, like, okay, we have skiing areas here. But I'm sure they're all over the country like that. So, yeah, I mean, let's just click fairly central here, or, you know, the biggest mountains are all around here, so I feel fine about that. But unfortunately, it looks like I'm not going to be able to find it, so let's see where it actually was. shall we? And so not terrible, ends up being over here. And, okay, maybe, okay, that is the actual name of the mountain there, which is interesting. So 72 kilometers, pretty good result. Next one here, I would say looking fairly, what are we looking, kind of American almost or something? These people are kind of dressed American. Nova Scotia, Canada. Okay, cool. Well, I don't trust that yet, okay? Yellow center lines though. Okay, so Canada is pretty likely, and maybe this is Halifax area. I mean, we may as well check it out. Halifax is on the ocean, of course, and I don't know if we have such mountains or like at least big hills around there though. Maybe, but I'm not convinced necessarily. Okay. Okay, this is Trekker as well, so that's good to know. The shape of the town would probably fit, to be honest, and we do have this kind of bay here. Do we see the shape of the kind of front? I'm not so convinced, to be honest, but I do think it is Canada, so I'm also kind of considering here. I actually like this better. It's a last minute switch for sure, but I actually do like this better, so let's see it. Man, it was actually St. John's. So there we go, Newfie. Yeah, actually, it's kind of surprising how similar the Prince Edward Island capital, Charlottetown, and Newfie have, you know, they have very similar kind of bays just right on top of each other. Apologies for the Discord noise, should be fixed now. Okay, next one here feels rather Australian, I must say, but actually it's going to be somewhere in the US here. Texas flag. You know, a lot of the time Texas does almost give me slightly Aussie vibes, so that's not entirely a surprise. We have ocean to the south here, which should be, you know, a pretty good indicator of where we could be, because there's not too many places in Texas where we'd actually be facing south like this for the ocean. I could say this kind of area is kind of a decent shout here. Do we see any ocean over there any land over to our south? It doesn't seem like we do. So maybe Corpus Christi area is not quite right, but okay, so where would we be? Somewhere like this is possible? Okay, so let's see if we actually have any roads that fit the angle. It's more or less north-south here. So, yeah, not convinced by that, unfortunately, but this area has promise. Again, not? Okay, so I'm just gonna have to kind of click around here, unfortunately. Yeah, it should be somewhere around here, right? Oh man, here it was. And there's the right road angle. That's kind of what we were looking for more so. A little bit less sloped than some of the ones that were up here. Oh no, fairly similar, but you know, still 52 kilometers away is good, near Houston there. Happy with that. So 17k still well possible here. We just need to play well. Next one, basketball going on here. So somewhere influenced by the United States. Massive cruise ship. The cruise ships are just massive, man. You forget how big they are, especially as someone who's never been on them, but yeah. Oh, this is interesting. Like a rail of some kind? This is a very touristy place, clearly. I don't know if Bahamas is this mountainous. I'm pretty sure Bahamas is pretty flat, right? But I was thinking it might be somewhere quite influenced by the US somehow around here. 25. Yeah, okay, so where would they stop in like this? British Virgin Islands? Somehow doubt it. I don't know. Maybe it's actually just French Polynesia or something like that. Maybe I should go for that. It's always an option when you see something beautiful, you know? Maybe I should just go for Tahiti area. I don't think it's this. Maybe like over here. It's possible. I don't think we're actually there, but it's the best thing I can think of, so let's hope for the best here. And it was just over here in Haiti. I would never expect Haiti to look so kind of rich, but I guess in certain parts where they have a lot of tourists and the cruise ships coming in, that would make sense. So kind of fumbled that one, can't lie, 0 points there. So we need basically perfection. In fact, we can't make it there, but if we get a perfect guess here, we can at least make it close. And this is interesting architecture, I must say. One thing that came to mind here, and this is probably wrong, but it kind of reminds me of the building where they store all the seeds in Svalbard. So I'm kind of thinking of guessing there at this stage. It is rather flat for Svalbard though. So, you know, if we were in, yeah, I think we'd see mountains where if we were basically. So maybe not Svalbard unless it's, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's not. So with that in mind, where should we go here? Very far north in Norway maybe? Considering that gave me that vibe, maybe I should go for that, because I could see the Norwegians building a building like this. Kind of feels relatively wealthy. We got ocean to our north here, which would also fit for Norway. So let us go in Gamvik. I really do not have a high hope that this would be correct, but maybe it could be the museum here. Let's find out if it is, shall we? And so it was actually over here in Newfie again. And there we go, it was Joe Bat's Arm. What an interesting place name, and that was the Foggo Island Inn. So we're in Foggo Island there. Not one I've heard of, very interesting place, and we end up with 11,400. So the prediction, the prediction could have come true if I was thinking a little harder, I think, but unfortunately, only the 2 easier rounds were the ones that we were actually able to get properly. And so, not terrible, 11,000. Now let's move on to the other maps. We have Drew Steiner here, who just says good luck, which is kind of him. So let's see how we go in here. So first round, we do have maybe an African gentleman here. I think that might be the case. We have a wall. In fact, yeah, these people probably look African, I would say. So we have a wall around some kind of building here. You know what? It reminded me, the fact that we have ocean probably makes this impossible, but it reminded me of Ethiopia, because I know that a lot of the time they have their Orthodox churches inside like nature sanctuaries like this. But I guess if we see that we have the ocean like that, I guess it's not possible, right? So Somalia, maybe? It didn't really feel like Somalia, to be fair. Maybe a bit green even still for Somalia, but I was thinking of there. Otherwise, it could be West Africa. The compass would have us believe that the ocean is over to our east, though, but I'm not really sure if I trust that anyway. You know what? Maybe we're just going to have to make a West African switch here. I think we will have to, unfortunately. So with the last few seconds to go, I'm going to click in Sierra Leone. Probably not correct. And it was just Kenya. So, you know what? Mogadishu, I was thinking of guessing over here. It wouldn't have been too bad. The compass was correct. And we were near Malindi, which is a town that has Google coverage, so it's something I should have recognized at least somewhat. Unfortunately, no points are given there. So next one here, we're on Trekker. Some boat coverage here. Maybe Canadian flag? Question mark? I mean, it certainly seems like it could be Canada to me. So that's where I'm thinking of guessing. Newfie, it could be a Newfie themed episode if we end up there again, I could say. Is that... Oh yeah, that's Canadian flag. I'm pretty sure of it. So, where could we be on a place like this? With boat coverage, huh? Okay. This lake, would that be possible? Seems like there's slight hills here, so I don't mind that. I don't mind that at all. But, yeah, it's a fairly big lake. Not the biggest ever, though. Otherwise, I was just thinking, like, somewhere over here, Lake Ontario, or, like, something in that region could really work as well. Obviously, Newfie, as I said. Maybe we should just go for it with a Newfie-themed episode. I mean, it feels pretty far north. It's a very overcast day and very cold looking, so I think I'm going to go for it. I'm going to go in Lake Grand? No. I'm going to go in... I can't find one that's actually quite nice, but... Okay, and it was over in BC. Wow. Wow, I should be getting BC, but we're over near Old Bella Bella here, and Bella Bella. So I wonder, the residents of Bella Bella must have, they got the new ferries coming through the BC line, and they said, okay, we'll go on the other side now. Interesting. I wonder what the story is behind that interesting spot, for sure. Imagine living there, so remote. Anywho, we got the right country that time, at least, with the aid of a flag. This time, though, it might be a bit harder. Okay, so we got some fairly buff-looking, travelers here of some kind, backpackers. Where are they from? More American or more European? The headband reminds me more of Europe, but something about their demeanor feels a little American. So that's my psychoanalysis, or my my sociological analysis of it. We've got some vitamin water here, maybe more American as well. The United States now. Somewhere southern maybe. It doesn't strike me anyway particularly strongly, but yeah, I could see it being somewhere southern or something like that, so Alabama or something. Or maybe not quite so south, so maybe near Knoxville, Tennessee, nice little hedge in the center there. Yeah, I could see that. Maybe even a bit further north, you know. The longer I look at it, the less it looks southern to me. I'm gonna go in Virginia here and see what we're looking at. And it was actually in Michigan, up near the dunes here. So we were actually on North Manitou Island, which is really interesting. Okay, so an interesting place to camp, no doubt. I was right about those gentlemen, they were North American. Next one here, very like sheer cliffs here, some four-wheel drives. I say this every fan maps video, but whenever I see these four-wheel drives, I'm always thinking of guessing Africa. Not that I think this is Africa, but you know, there's a lot of four-wheel drives over there, and they always tend to appear in the photospheres. So sun directly north here, southern hemisphere. I'm thinking of South Africa, I can't lie. Somewhere along this kind of region here or something like that. So we do have cliff face here. Yeah, so that's where I'm kind of thinking of going here. And we'll see here. So the people seem to be Caucasian from what I can see. But, yeah, I don't know, the cliff face, the sun to the north, and the fact that the ocean's also to the north, though. This is the problem. Okay, this is the problem. I don't think there's anywhere in South Africa that can actually fit now unless we're, like, right there. So, I guess we'll go Australia. Last minute switch here. Let's see it. Ends up being a great switch. Oh, it's Streaky Bay. Everyone, so... if you grow up in Adelaide like I did, I've never been to the Eyre Peninsula, but everyone's talking about Streaky Bay. People like to go surfing out here. So there we were at Surfers Beach. I think I've heard people talking about Surfers Beach before. But yeah, Streaky Bay is kind of a decent sized town for Eyre Peninsula standards anyway. So a good switch, 2,000 points there. Fortunately, I mean, I don't even know if the compass was correct anyway, but we take the dub. We take the dub. Okay, so the last round on this challenge is looking to be similarly difficult. European forest of some kind, I would think. I'm thinking of Belarus here for some reason. You know, the unofficial coverage, this kind of forest. I'm gonna go Belarus, but near Poland, I think. Is that silly? Where could this be realistically in Asia? I'm not sure. I think it is Europe. Just that kind of feel about it, right? North America is still possible, but I think the vegetation somehow feels European. So that's what I'm gonna go for. And it was actually North America, in Michigan again. Wow, this guy is a North Manitou Island aficionado. He's an enjoyer of that island. So only 4,000 points there, 2 decent guesses, and 3 guesses that left something to be desired. Now I could have gotten good points on Somalia, but unfortunately did not. Okay, and then the final map for today is this one here, and it's Photospheres for Zigzag, and I'm pretty sure the person who sent this said that these ones are going to be difficult, so let's see if we can actually get a good game for once this video. Okay, language here, this is good. SA, Pearl Island, sorry. SA, South America? Guess must be South America, but where? De Junio de... So, year of 2018, I'm assuming. I'm trying to read this, but really, it's probably worth it to just look around a bit more. A bit of Spanish. I'm assuming this is definitely Spanish. So, very blue water, ocean to the north, but we're in a cove of some kind. Okay, thinking of Central America here. I was thinking of like Costa Rica or Panama or something like that. I can see that. Otherwise, like Honduras or somewhere in the Caribbean. I kind of like Panama, Costa Rica kind of hedge here. But I'm not sure if that actually exists a clue that's going to really help us. We're in a very... we're in kind of a small... Oh, that's just talking about that power plant. Okay. Okay, and it ends up being in Panama. Okay, nice. That's actually a really good result. Actually, was it Panama? Yeah. Right on the border there with Colombia, of course. And so 3.5k. Nice. Happy with that. Called the right 2 countries on a very difficult round. The next one here looks like China. We have a lot of Chinese flags, so let me actually try and get to work here and find where we should be. Okay. I'm not so good at searching in China. I'm always like reading the right word and then not realizing it's actually the town name. But hold up. Do we necessarily have to be in China? Okay, we've got Arabic as well. So I'm assuming we're going to be somewhere Xinjiang, right? Xinjiang, sorry. So this is the biggest city here. We could be in like one of the squares around here. Definitely seems possible. So let's guess. Oh, do they have actually a big square here? It doesn't really feel like there's a big square to speak of. So maybe this one up here. Again, not really possible. But now I'm looking for Urumqi. If we can see that word anywhere, which I don't think we've been able to just yet, but you know, we may be able to. Well, time's up. Let's see. And we were in the right city. There we go. So this was the actual spot here, inside like some kind of a mall. And yeah, interesting looking spot. I didn't get a chance to properly appreciate what we were kind of looking at there, but certainly seemed pleasant. Okay, next one here, we got a blue car. Is this kind of like, it immediately reminded me of like Hawaii or something like that, but obviously we shouldn't be in Hawaii here, I imagine. Here, like houses onto the hill here is interesting. Could be Fiji. Could be Fiji. I think I've seen similar things in Fiji. The houses feel quite Australian, almost. So Now I'm almost wondering, is Norfolk Island possible here? I don't really think it's actually there, but... So Norfolk Island somewhere out here. It's actually like somewhere out here, right? Here's Norfolk Island. So, would it actually be there? Is this a bit too populated, maybe? Could we be in Kingston, actually? I think Kingston is a bit too small of a town, honestly. So yeah, I'm kind of getting the feeling that this is probably too small. But I'm kind of committed now, so I'm gonna leave it there. The houses do feel Australian. This is like colonial style chimneys and stuff like that. It feels fairly cold as well, and that's why. Okay, fairly British because it was actually in Jamestown here on Saint Helena, Ascension, and Tristan de Cunha. I don't know how to pronounce that properly, but that kind of does not surprise me at all. And to be fair, we're on a fairly similar latitude there, fairly similar climate, all that bit. So yeah, 0 points, unfortunately, even though I kind of had a decent read on it. Okay, interesting sculptures here. This should be Europe, surely. Interesting. Feels very wealthy. What language we got here? My first thought was like Switzerland or something like that, but we do have blue strips, so maybe Germany. Maybe Germany. Yeah, okay. I remember seeing a similar looking town in like around Freiburg or Karlsruhe or a bit like further south inside this kind of area near Stuttgart. So that's kind of where I'm thinking of going here. So let's read the language over here then. Ooh, that's not German. It's not German. So maybe is it? Half of it's German, is it? No. I'm actually quite confused here. I thought it was Romance, and the longer I look at it, the less I'm sure. I see a SZ combination, so I'm going to click on the last moment in Hungary here, but no idea. And what a switch that was. Holy moly. That was about the switch of a lifetime, I think. I knew it looked like the Lake region if it would be there, because I think that's kind of one of the like richer looking parts. And there we go, we end up switching right to the, like, man, if I clicked in the town, that would have been such a pog guess. But that is a really good switch, and thank God for the SZ prefix on Hungarian words. But there you have it, guys. We've got one more round to go still. Yeah, here's round number 5. We can actually go for a high score here, assuming that this isn't just a black screen, which it's not. Excellent. And so the next one here should be somewhere in whereabouts would this be? North America, maybe? I think North America is relatively a reasonable shout. The quality of the image here is quite poor. Ooh, a Korean car here. I think that's a Hyundai, unless I'm mistaken. So maybe it could be North Korea. No, they wouldn't have Hyundai in North Korea, but maybe South Korea, though. Does the climate feel quite right? I'm not so sure. Maybe it's just North America like I initially thought, to be honest, though. Where would this be, though? Maybe we should just guess. You know what I'm thinking of going, guys? You know what I'm thinking of going? A little bit of cheeky North Manitou Island here on the lake. If this was North Manitou Island, then I will kiss each one of you on your cherry lips. Let's see where it actually is, though. And it was actually in Estonian Island here. So that does make sense. I mean, interesting to see a Hyundai in Estonia. But we end up with 13,000. So 3 good guesses and 2 bad guesses there. But the good guesses came in clutch on this one. So guys, thank you very much for watching all the way to the end of this video. Much appreciated. And yeah, send in your maps. I'll get around to them eventually. Well, there's a long waiting queue now. And yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in a video soon. Goodbye.